What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is and we are the Vertcoin Core. Today is April 1st, 2022. Do be sure to smash that like, leave a comment below, and of course, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Market cap 21 million, volume 92,000, circulating supply 63,818,000 Vertcoin. Currently the price is 33 cents, 719 satoshis against a Bitcoin value of 46,173 United States legal attendees. Thrusting right into the charts here against BTC. But first, it's been a few weeks since my last video, so there's a few things here you guys won't recognize. I have continued keeping up with everything, tracking everything as I normally would. I just haven't been putting out the content because, let's be honest, the last few weeks have been kind of depressing. Glad to say I'll finally be deleting a lot of these trend lines, but I wanted to keep them up for now so we can kind of go through them together so everybody can get a feel for the magnitude of breakout that we're experiencing right now. To start, this orange dotted line acts as a center line, and if you extend it out further, it actually goes across some of the tops further back, all the way back to through December. And if you extend it out even further, it'll actually contact with the big run up here in April and May. At the beginning of February, after this pump, we started to create yet another descending wedge pattern, which I have marked here by this blue dotted line and purple dotted line marking the top and bottom respectively. As that went on, I noticed another pattern developing here toward the middle and end of February, which was an even more steep decline as noted by this red line here, which marked the bottom of the candle wicks, very close to breaking through this bottom purple line here for this wedge. I also drew in this yellow center line here to kind of keep track of it, and this green line going across the tops of these candle bodies. So as you can see, this was definitely on its way to going through, like breaking to the downside of this wedge here. At this time, I was also, of course, keeping track of the order books, and I noticed there was a pretty thick buy wall at about this level at the high 500s, between 550 to 600 satoshis, and we didn't break through that. We got right to it and leveled out, and then that's when you start to see the breakout start to happen. So we broke away from this red line here, kind of came up to this yellow line, then broke away from it, came up to the green line, then broke away from it, and ultimately broke out of even the top of this descending wedge that went all the way back to the beginning of February. And this was about a week and a half ago. So there were definitely signs that we were going to be reversing into some very positive price action in the very near future. Some of you may have noticed my Vertcoin FOMO tweet that I dropped right about here, probably 26th of March. I can't be sure exactly what day, but I know it was right before any of this happened. You could see it. And as you can see now, we have a nice pattern of higher lows going back the last 7 days or so. Looking at this against USD, in case you were wondering, yes, I still have the purple box drawn in over here, even though we haven't been in there at all this year. Eventually I'll get around to deleting it, but it's so hard. What can I say? I would like to see us get back up to this level, and I'm just keeping it there just kind of as a place marker for the time being. And I'm sorry, please don't unsubscribe for that grotesque display of my lack of singing skills. It was a joke, you know, April Fools. But for what it's worth, it brings us conveniently to the Vertcoin Core tweet of the week. This week's winner, yet again, the official Vertcoin Twitter page with 58 likes, 20 total retweets. After a lot of discussion and an internal vote, the Vertcoin team has decided that we must embrace its current standing in the crypto industry and rebrand to Taco Dragon Coin. The team feels this type of marketing will jumpstart a new era for the community. We understand this may upset some, but we ask that you keep the discussion civil and professional. The decision is final. We will be giving away 50 limited edition Taco Dragon NFTs in celebration of this historic event. Only the first 50 Discord users who post the new Taco Dragon emoji and hashtag Taco Dragon NFT will be eligible. Who wants some tacos? Brilliant. Seriously, whoever came up with that, that's awesome. Good job. Some people in the comments actually thought this was real long enough to type up an angry reply, which makes the whole thing that much more hilarious. And as for my own little April Fool's joke, it isn't entirely a joke, nor is the information behind it entirely new. While Vertcoin isn't on Binance in the traditional sense, I've seen a number of recent announcements from various DeFi projects, and I've been requested to cover the existence and functionality of wrapped Vertcoin on Binance Smart Chain. To summarize what I gathered from this article, which I'll link below, the wrapped version of a coin, in our case wrapped Vertcoin, is what happens when you send your Vertcoin over to a custodian who then wraps them, which means to create or mint an ERC20 token with the same value, which is then wrapped Vertcoin, which can be used on the Ethereum blockchain to transact for other ERC20 tokens. The owner of that wrapped Vertcoin can always choose to switch back into real Vertcoin, at which time those ERC20 tokens, the wrapped Vertcoin, are burned. For reference, the price of wrapped Bitcoin is pretty much the same as that of regular Bitcoin, but its market cap, the value of all the Bitcoin that is currently wrapped and being used as ERC20 tokens, is just 12.7 billion, while the market cap of regular Bitcoin is 880 billion. Now, to further justify my use of the misleading title of this video, I'll answer a question that so many have asked over the years, the question of why Vertcoin is not on Binance. Reading from the article here on CryptoCoinDaddy.com. A lot of people wonder why a quality cryptocurrency like Vertcoin is not on Binance, which is the most popular exchange right now. Hertyap, a Vertcoin volunteer, has made a Twitter post explaining why Vertcoin is never going to make it to Binance. Make sure you read everything, it says, which I'll do, so you don't have to. Since CZ Binance can't comment on specific coins, and people keep asking the VTC team members why we're not listed there, I'll gladly freshen everyone's memory. People seem to spin the story in their own favorable way, but I'd like to make an account of what happened. In October of 2017, Vertcoin participated in Binance's Community Coin of the Month, where they grant one coin a free listing on their exchange. The VTC team was hesitant to participate in this to begin with because people had to vote using Binance's BNB tokens. We felt like this was an unfavorable way of promoting a single exchange, but our community wanted us to list for the vote, so we did. During the vote, where we initially led the vote, we had reasons to believe other coins were cheating the vote using bots. Binance made it apparent that they had ways to filter out these votes and assured us that the eventual tally would be honest. We encouraged our community members to not incorporate any tactics that were against the rules, such as botting, and ended up losing the vote. There was plenty of proof that other participants in the vote admitted to using bots. When the vote was over, Vertcoin and presumably all other losing participants received an email from Binance that we were allowed a listing at a discounted rate of the BTC equivalent of, at the time, around $90,000. We were astonished by the amount of money required and had nowhere near the funds to achieve this. We felt the need to share this information with the community to make an accurate account on why a listing with Binance was never happening. Even if we had the money and wanted to pay it, all of our funds are community raised, and we have to provide full account for how we use it. So this was going to have to be public one way or the other. The community ended up trying to raise money for listing fees, but somewhere between the end of the vote and the money being raised, Binance stopped responding to our emails. We can only assume this is because of our exposing the listing fee. We ended up pursuing other exchanges with the funds, but during late 2017's bull market, exchanges were asking for extreme listing fees that even the nearly 90K funds raised couldn't pay for. Some people think the VTC team screwed this up. I disagree. We were very explicit and vocal about our grave dislike for the high barrier to entry, especially fees posed by exchanges. We considered the long-term effect and ROI for the funds donated to us. On the other hand, I can't reasonably blame Binance for anything either. They're a business and seized a clear opportunity that arose from the abundance of funds in the market late 2017. In the end, we tried pursuing a listing at Binance because our community wanted it and failed. We're okay with that. You can't win them all. If at any point in the future Binance feels like listing VTC, they can, and it wouldn't be very complicated either. Reasons are more or less the same. Why did you buy this not listed on Binance? I think since Binance is a business, they will eventually reluctantly decide to list Vertcoin. A lot of people have come around over the years and whacked at that piñata and whacked at it and whacked at it and have gotten nowhere. I personally have never felt like we needed Binance. I don't have a Binance account, nor do I ever plan on creating one, which is why I can't give you guys an in-depth step-by-step in how to use wrapped Vertcoin on Binance Smart Chain. I don't have it. If you're watching or listening to this video right now, you're well aware of the kind of FOMO that's inevitably coming for this coin. with that FOMO, we probably will get Binance. I just think that when it finally does happen, we're not even gonna care. That's it for me. I'll see you in the next one. Vertcoin Core, out.